Does this amount of food look completely crazy to you? I realize it looks completely crazy.
Hey, you want to see crazy? I'll tell you.
To most people. However, I do like being prepared in case of an emergency. We'll get into that in just a second, but if you also want to be prepared in case you can't get to the store, in case you have a family to feed, and you don't want to waste money while doing it, and you want to do it responsibly, and you don't know where to start, that is where this video comes in. I am here to help you with your Prepper Pantry beginner needs. Prepper Pantry 101. Prepper Pantry for dummies. This is the video for you. Thank you for joining me today. Hook me with a thumbs up if you have not done that yet. And hey, if you haven't seen my other prepper videos, I'll leave those down below for you so you can go check them out at your leisure. Now, before we get started, it's important to note why.
That is an excellent question.
My first tip is going to be understand yourself and your family's needs and what could potentially happen based on where you live. I'm saying specifically weather disasters. Like I lived in the South in Tornado Alley, so we always had things to handle our needs if we lost electricity, access to water. People that live in like tornado and hurricane areas, you know what I'm saying. I happen to live in a blizzard area, so I would have the same issues, but also it's now cold. The roads are closed. You can't actually go anywhere. Of course, there are other issues. Maybe you live far from a grocery store as it is, and you only go once every 2 months to stock up. Perhaps there's a job that's volatile and you want to make sure your family's fed in case there's a lapse in income. Maybe the real answer is you don't even like to put on pants.
You can't handle the truth.
So you don't want to go to the store. You want to go once every 3 months and not go back again. And hey, if you're one of those people that doesn't like to put on pants and likes to order food directly from where you are, then maybe you would really like Thrive Market, because that's what they are. You can order groceries from the comfort of your own home because they are an online marketplace. I've been using Thrive Market for well over a year at this point. They are membership based, and if you do the annual membership, it's pretty cheap. It's only $5 a month, and if you decide to cancel in the first 30 days, they give you your money back. So no risk to you. Here are my favorite things about Thrive Market. Number one, if you eat a specific diet of any kind, whether you're vegetarian or keto or you're doing Whole30 or you're gluten-free, they rock when it comes to the specialty items. And if you live in a small area like I do, it can be really hard to find specialty ingredients for those that really enjoy cooking. You want to get a specific spice. I can't find that at Walmart, but I can find it at Thrive Market, which means my cooking is not limited to the ingredients in my area. So score for being able to find hard to find ingredients. And also you might be thinking, well, I'm going to spend more money this way. Guess what? Thrive Market matches the lowest price you can find anywhere else. So if you do find the item for cheaper, they'll match the price. So you will get the cheapest price. And that, my friends, is something I can get behind. I'm also a huge fan of the Thrive Gives program, which means for every paid membership, they gift a membership. And my friends, the most important part, are they going to give you a deal today? Yes, they are. It's the first link down in the doobly-doo. It's thrivemarket.com/frugalfitmom. They're going to give you 30% off of your first order, plus a free gift. I have good dancing skills, what can I say? And I've absolutely used them to help stock up my Prepper Pantry. Let's say you want gluten-free flour. Let's say you want organic fire-roasted tomatoes. They have all of those things. So one more time, first link below if you want to go check out that deal, 30% off, free gift using my promo code FrugalFitMom. Thank you to Thrive Market. Let's get back to more tips. My next tip is directly related to my friend Cass's pet peeve. If you know Clutterbug, that's who I'm talking about. She's an amazing person, and one of her biggest pet peeves is buying in bulk, specifically because people buy things and then don't use them. So this tip is for you. Only purchase items that you eat. You despise beans, but you feel like you need to buy them because it's the go-to for everyone. If you cannot stand these in any way, shape, or form, do not buy this. I know I always say rice and beans, it's budget friendly, it's a complete protein, and it's delicious if you know how to cook it. But if you don't like it, don't buy it. It's just gonna go to waste. You're gonna waste money, you're gonna waste space, and then when an emergency comes, you really won't eat it. Next up is to buy the appropriate amount of food. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a beginner and you are trying to prep for a potential tornado in which you will lose electricity and clean water for 1 week. And if you've ever been in a tornado or hurricane area and a storm's coming in, you know those grocery stores get wiped out. So we're doing 1 week, and let's say you have 4 people in your family, then we're just gonna math it. You have 7 dinners, 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, and let's throw in some snacks as well, and clean water to drink for 1 week for 4 people. The recommended amount is 1 gallon per person per day. 7 days times 4 people. 28 gallons of water. Another thing you could do is water purification systems. That will also work. But I'm telling you what, if you don't have clean water, nothing else matters. I'm not even going as far as like washing clothes or washing your hair or bathing. This is just drinking water so you can stay alive. Are you gonna have electricity? Do you cook with gas? Do you have a grill? Perhaps you can't. So maybe some boxes of Pop-Tarts, while not ideal, keeps you alive in an emergency. Maybe Pop-Tarts aren't your thing, but these almond butter biscuits are. This is an easy breakfast. Eat one of these with a bottle of water. Boom. Done. In our emergency food items, ramen is a super easy one, especially if you have some kind of small generator or like a Camp Chef where you can cook with gas with a pot. But if you hate these, maybe don't buy these. Maybe something like a canned soup is better. You pop the top and you can eat it cold. While not ideal, is possible and will work. That is all you're starting with. The ingredients for 1 week for your family size with things that you enjoy. Then we can branch out from there. Rotate the stuff that you buy. It's a nice secondary step to the previous one, which is buy what your family is actually going to eat, because I'm buying this chocolate peanut butter because I think it would be a nice treat, but my family maybe doesn't like this brand, or it goes rancid really quickly, and then, oh no, it's expired and goes in the garbage. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to buy things that I really love, and after 6 months to a year, I'm going to pull this out and start eating it, which means I'm going to replace my supplies that I need for my 1 week of storage, maybe add to it. So now I have 2 weeks of food ready to go, but I'm going to be eating the stuff that's been sitting there for a year or maybe 2 years. Make it a priority. And hey, the money that you're spending to replenish your stock, you're saving by not actually buying food that you need to eat that week. So you're spending kind of the same amount of money. I've also noticed in that process of rotating, you're like, oh, I thought I would use tomato paste more. I don't use tomato paste that often. Maybe I'm not gonna buy it this next time around. I'll replace it with something else. So you learn more about yourself as you go through this process. I'll give you an example of something that I do not put in my food storage. I'm being really vulnerable and real. This is raw. Chef Boyardee. Oh. I don't have SpaghettiOs. I don't have those nasty raviolis that maybe were once pasta but now are not. I don't have any of that because I hate it. Which means if you love it, there's more on the shelf for you because I'm not buying it. Variety is the spice of life. Actually, no, spice is the spice of life. If this is all you have, by day 3, you're gonna be so bored, you're not even going to want to eat. So I would recommend implementing some variety. Canned meats, perhaps. Maybe some bone broth. They have so many like canned products now. Some different fruits, some snacks, some desserts. Right now, as we're preparing and planning, we're just gonna build in that variety right now. You don't have to get all green beans. You can get green beans and corn and canned carrots and canned peas, although, ew, right?
Jenny and me was like peas and carrots.
And since variety and spices are the spice of life, here's my next tip. Do not forget to put seasonings in your long-term food storage. You know, I've got some pepper here. We have some Tony's salad dressing, some McCormick spicy Montreal steak, and the most important one, salt. Say it with me now. Salt. I'll say it one more time for the people in the back. Please buy salt. This next tip is probably the most important tip of the whole thing. Actually, I cannot place value on these tips, so ignore what I just said. But this tip is really, really important, is learn to cook. I started learning to cook in college when I watched Food Network. Me and Rachel Ray, we were buddies. I watched Food Network all the time and experimented. I had a very simple cookbook. I tried a few things. I learned through the process of watching shows and practicing and reading cookbooks. Yes, I read cookbooks. I'm a big nerd, okay?
You geeks are good.
Nerds, I would say nerds.
But it all came down to the fact that I love food. I love eating, I love food, and I love carbs, okay? So I wanted to be able to make food that tasted really, really good. But if nothing else, learn an extremely simple homemade bread recipe.
Christine, did you say homemade bread recipe?
Why yes, Christine, I did say homemade bread recipe.
But where would I find a really easy recipe when I don't have any tools and no skills?
Well, I'm so glad you asked that, Christine, because I happen to have a homemade, no-knead artisan bread recipe on my website and entire videos on this channel that teach you how to do that.
Wow, Christine, I am so glad I talked to you today. I'm gonna go check that out right now.
Enjoy those carbs. Don't forget your pets. We have 2 dogs. One is a very old 15-year-old toy poodle. His name is Speedy. He was a rescue. He has no teeth and doesn't eat very much and sleeps most of the time in Haley's bed. And we have, I guess she's no longer a puppy because she's over 1. We have a 60-pound Bernedoodle who is 1 and a little bit, and she's active. She is like in your face and she wants to play and she loves to run, and that dog eats a lot. What I'm saying is don't forget your pets. You need pet food. You might need pet medications. You probably need leashes, treats. If you have dogs that have issues, maybe you need doggy diapers, whatever it is, don't forget your pets. If all of this feels overwhelming, I need you to know that you need to start slow. This doesn't need to be one huge shopping trip where you spend $500. So maybe your first week you're only buying like 3 of these and 3 of these and you're done. You know, that adds a couple dollars to your grocery bill, but it's not overwhelming. It's just a little bit. You know, the next week you buy like 3 of these and 1 of those, and you're done. Easy peasy. So we love salsa. This one, if you don't buy anything else from Thrive Market, try the salsa. Look into my eyes. Try the salsa. And we also love pickles. If you're a pickle lover, leave me a pickle emoji in the comments. I am of the opinion that pickles make everything better. My last tip is don't forget about those non-food items. I am talking baby diapers, feminine hygiene products, soap, toothpaste. I find baby wipes to be incredibly useful. I always have a case here in my house. They're excellent to keep in your car to like wipe up muddy things. They're super convenient. They can sub in for showers, extra laundry soap, toilet paper, candles, matches, batteries, water purification system, whether that's tablets or like little water bottles that you can like purify within the water bottle. Do you know what I'm talking about? I bought some off of Amazon and they are awesome. They're way better than the Life Straw. I will leave a link to that below. I also want to say, I know that when you look at this behind me, to a beginner, this can feel overwhelming. And to people that are like, probably to minimalists, also, this is overwhelming, but you need to understand, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I love to cook. I have a big family. You guys can do it too. You can start with 1 week for the size of your family for things that you actually eat, and you can do it slowly over time. So you too can have a prepper pantry that looks like this or bigger or whatever it is that you want to do. Remember that if you want to buy any products from Thrive Market, that deal will be down below, 30% off your order plus a free gift. Thanks for hanging out with me and I'll see you next time. Bye. Welcome to the after show. I read your comments. You guys make me laugh. Like, you guys are so funny. I love you. So I wanted to read some of these comments to you. For the last cheesecake recipe, just so you can use it in future dishes, broken cookies have no calories. Amen, sister. Stacy says the best kitchen organization product, the trash can. Emma says, oh my, bully sticks. With one of these. If you've never looked up what a bully stick is, I'll just let you Google that. I can wait. Maddie Blaine says, I absolutely ate Kraft singles and mayonnaise sandwiches. That was like a staple in my house growing up. It was like white bread, mayo, 1 slice of Kraft single. But not Kraft because we had the cheap brand. I also would put a slice of cheese on white rice and I called it my specialty. We like to call those broke meals, poor meals I ate as a child. Wow. Thank you guys for commenting and making me laugh. I'll see you next time.